What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Life Lessons Laugh Sessions YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk about something that I know certainly affects me, and I'm sure I'm not the only person, and that is chronic illness and jealousy. Now, I'm not talking about jealousy towards a specific person. I'm talking about jealousy in terms of a more general and broad concept towards people who don't have chronic illnesses. Let me explain. I never realized how much opportunity and freedom I had in general when my body was functioning okay with my illness until I got really sick. And the truth is, now that I'm aware of the gaps between what I used to be able to do and what I can do now, I miss it a lot. So I'm jealous of the freedom that comes with being healthy. You don't have to plan every moment of your day and then have contingencies for all that just in case you get a flare or you get a symptom attack or something happens and you have to go to the hospital, or you wake up and your plans can't happen because you're not feeling well, or you have to leave early because you're not feeling well, and you can just get up and go and do things. That's a big thing that I didn't realize how big of a piece that is until you can't do it anymore. I'm also jealous of the usable hours that my formerly functioning body had. And I don't know if you've heard this term, but I only heard it when I got really sick, and it's incredibly useful. And I know some doctors use this, and they'll ask you, how many usable hours in a day do you have? Not how many hours a day do you do things, just how many usable hours do you have? And before I got really sick with the complications from my illness, pretty much from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed, I had usable hours. Sure, I got tired, but that's just normal. If I'd been up 16, 17, 18 hours, just like a normal person, you get tired. But it wouldn't be just having 2 or 3 usable hours when I'm having a really bad day, or it wouldn't be I can get through my work, but then anything else is out of the question because I'm just so exhausted and so fatigued I can't function. So I miss time. I miss the time when I just had it available and I didn't have to think, because I could just function, and if I wanted to stay up late, I could still do it and I wouldn't be completely exhausted, or I wouldn't even not be able to do that because my body just wouldn't allow it. So I miss the incredible amount of usable hours I had before. And that makes me jealous because, again, I didn't realize how awesome and how much time I was afforded when I still had my illness, but I didn't have the complications and the issues that I have now. So that I miss the usable hours for sure. And probably one really obvious one that of what I'm jealous of is people whose bodies function. It might not seem like a crazy concept to you if you're healthy, but I don't know what it's like to have a fully functioning body. I just don't. I was born, and 6 days old I had brain surgery, and that's been my whole life. And the part of my life up to 2012, when I got my first really bad infection, sure, I had surgeries and brain surgeries and the recovery and all that entails, but between those things my body pretty much worked. But after infections and bacterial meningitis and all these other complications that led up after all that stuff, my body doesn't work as well anymore, and I miss how it worked before. I can't remember what it's like to not have a headache. I can't. I can't remember what it's like to not be in pain. I know I lived it because I wasn't in constant pain before, but I am now. And I'm jealous of people who just don't have that issue. And I know that I can't be the only one because it sucks. It does. I'm not doing this for pity. I'm not, because I've learned so many things from this illness and the complications, and I've made incredible friends, and I'm so damn grateful for them. But I'm human, and it sucks. So that jealousy comes up, especially when I hear very healthy people complain about little tiny little things that I would love to have, because then it goes away and you're healthy again. And when you have a chronic illness and or also chronic pain, you don't have the luxury of it going away. You have it, or you're born with it, or you get it, and then it stays and it doesn't go away. There's no cure, there's no rest and it goes away, there's no take a pill and it goes away. It's just there forever. And I would lie if I said I wasn't jealous of people whose bodies function just from the time they get up in the morning to the time they go to bed. And that's okay, because I'm human. We're all human. So, like I said, I know I can't be the only one who has these emotions, and there's things I do when I get these emotions, because staying in them and sticking in that negative space is not helpful for anybody. And it's just, it brings you down even more, and it's not helpful. So there's a few things that I do that help with that, and try them out and see if they help you. First things first, acknowledge it and don't try to shove it down. The worst thing you can do is deny your emotions, okay? You're human. You're allowed to feel different things. You're allowed to get upset. You don't have to be a perky, psycho, happy Stepford wife all the time. That's not possible. You're human. That's the whole point. We're not supposed to be in a straight line of joy and happiness and contentment all the time, okay? So when you get those feelings of jealousy or of sadness, allow them to come. Allow them to get to you and acknowledge them. Because the worst thing you can do is deny them, ignore them, because then they blow up later at the worst time and way stronger than they would have if you just would have felt them before. Okay? Don't deny them. You're human. You're allowed. Allow yourself to acknowledge those feelings and forgive yourself for having them, okay? Sure, they're not always helpful, but you're human, so you're going to have them. And for anybody who tells you to just think positive and you should just be positive, no, that's weird, that's destructive, that's toxic positivity, and that's not helpful. So acknowledge them, because then you can notice if there's certain things that trigger it more or trigger it less, and then you can help yourself work through it faster when you know what the recognition sets off are, okay? So just forgive yourself when you get those feelings too, okay? It's important. Forgive yourself. You're not doing it because you're a bad person. You're not feeling it because you're unkind or you're ungrateful or you're a bad person. You're human, and you're going through this crazy battle every day. Your body is putting you through a fight every single day, and that would take a toll on anyone. That would take a toll on even the strongest person. So of course it's gonna take a toll on you. You're human. That's fine. Forgive yourself for having those feelings, because it is nothing to be ashamed of. It is nothing to feel sorry for. It is nothing to get upset to yourself about, okay? It's not. You're allowed. Can we tell I'm trying to get ourselves to accept that we're human and that it's okay to feel these things? You're allowed. It doesn't make you a bad person. And after you've acknowledged it and forgiven yourself, try to shift the focus. This doesn't have to be instantaneous and it doesn't have to remotely be quick, but try to shift to something that you are grateful for, or that's funny, or that you're thankful for, or that can distract you. Just to shift that focus, because again, if we focus too hard on something, it will get stuck in our brain and it's going to ruminate and it can just go into a tailspin and it can make the thing 10 times worse than it originally was. Okay, so just after you've done all the work, shift, go down a different road, pick a different turnoff. Whatever works for you is good enough. Just don't be too hard on yourself, okay? Don't be too hard on yourself. So really, that's all I wanted to say on chronic illness and jealousy. I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels it, and if you do have experiences like that, feel free to drop a heart in the comments, just so that we can all just support each other. And just, again, I just want this community to all know that we're not in this alone, we're in this together. And if you're new here, if you could subscribe, that would mean the world. If you want to share this with someone you think might find it helpful, I just want to get this to as many people to help as possible. That would be fantastic. And of course, as always, you matter, you are awesome, you're doing the best you can, and that is enough. And take care of yourselves and stay safe, everybody. Okay? Take care. Bye.